All right, RF techs, welcome. If you've ever found yourself chasing a PIM problem that seems to have a mind of its own, the one that just disappears when you show up, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to level up your PIM hunting skills. We're talking about how to tackle those really, really tough cases that the standard playbook just can't solve. Okay, let's get into it. Just so you know where we are, this is part 7 of a big 10-part series. It's all based on a super detailed report from the folks at RFI Detectives, who are part of Virtualization Options LLC. We're jumping straight into the deep end with Chapter 7, so this is for all of you who've already got the PIN basics down cold.
So let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? You've got a site, performance is just tanking during peak hours, but when you show up after hours to do your tests, everything looks perfect. It's got to be one of the most frustrating things in our job, right? And it's exactly why we need to go beyond the standard playbook.
Yeah, this is where we have to move past the usual troubleshooting steps. We're talking about those intermittent, load-dependent, or external PIM sources that are so tricky to find, it honestly feels like you're chasing a ghost. And these situations, they demand a way more sophisticated set of tools.
And that's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? These PIM sources are literal ghosts in the machine. They're totally invisible during your scheduled maintenance window when the network load is light, but boy, they come back to haunt the network the second real traffic starts flowing. So no, it's not just you. This is a known, really tough problem to solve.
So how do you hunt these ghosts? Well, you've got to upgrade your gear. Think of these next few techniques as your specialized PIM detective kit. It's designed for those super complex investigations where the usual methods just won't cut it.
First step in the kit is a real game changer, RF over CPRI analysis. Now, instead of having to take a site completely offline to test, this technique lets you tap into and analyze the digital signal that runs between the baseband unit and the radio head. You can actually see the PIM as it's happening on a live, fully operational site. It's amazing. And this is where the magic really happens. You can finally catch that ghost PIM right in the act. Because you're testing a live system, you can directly connect PIM spikes to traffic load, and you do it all without the insane cost and customer headaches of taking a critical site offline. Okay, let's talk about the gear you're already carrying, your handheld PIM analyzer. It's not just a simple pass or fail meter anymore. The latest models are seriously powerful diagnostic tools, and they're packed with features designed to hunt down the exact location of a PIM source.
And you can see exactly what I mean here. You've got distance to PIM, which basically gives you an X on the map, pointing you to the physical spot of the problem. Then there's PIN mapping, which helps you see which frequency combos are the real troublemakers. And real-time monitoring. That lets you see how things like wind or temperature are affecting the PIM signal over time.
Now, sometimes the call is coming from outside the house. We're talking external PIM. This is stuff caused by rusty roof vents, loose metal flashing, you name it, anything in the antenna's path. Finding it requires a totally different approach, mixing RF measurements with some good old-fashioned detective work. So let's just pull back for a second and look at the whole advanced toolkit. We've talked about RF over CPRI for live testing, right? But look, the kit also has specialized tools like VNA testing for when you need extreme precision, and even thermal imaging to literally see the heat coming off a PIM source. It's all about having the right tool to hunt the right ghost. Now that we have the tools, let's talk about strategy. This is about changing our entire mindset. The ultimate goal here is to shift from being a reactive PIM fixer to becoming a proactive PIM hunter. And we're going to use the network's own data to get ahead of the problems. I mean, think about it. Your network management system is constantly collecting mountains of performance data. If you know what to look for, metrics like uplink noise rise, you can spot the signature of a PIM problem developing on a site. This lets you schedule a fix before the first customer even thinks about complaining. And being proactive is only possible because we can test live. This comparison really drives the point home. Traditional offline testing, it completely misses the live load conditions that are causing the problem in the first place. Live testing with tools like RF over CPI lets you see the network in its natural messy state, and that's where the ghosts live. Okay, let me tell you about a real-world case study from the report that just hits this point home perfectly. So there was this critical downtown site, and it was failing, but only during business hours. Of course, all the after-hours tests came back clean. So the team brought in RF over CPRI during the peak, and bam, there it was. PIM spiking right along with the traffic. Turned out to be a connector that was heating up and expanding under load. It's a problem they would have never found any other way without disrupting service. So, what's the big takeaway here? What does this all mean for you and your career? Well, mastering these advanced techniques isn't just about fixing the occasional tough problem. It's about fundamentally changing your value as a technician. The payoff is huge. It's that simple. You're going to troubleshoot faster, your first-time fix rate is going to go through the roof, you'll stop wasting money and time swapping out components that aren't even broken, and you will become the expert, the person they call for the problems that have everyone else completely stumped.
And I love how the report sums this all up. It says, this expertise makes you an invaluable asset to your organization and to the wireless industry as a whole. When you develop this level of expertise, you're not just another technician anymore. You become a critical asset. So the next time you're on the hunt, remember these tools and these strategies. Take them into the field, keep honing your craft, and show those PIM ghosts that you know exactly how to find them. Thanks for tuning in.